but only regret in life is not dropping out of school earlier, because I finished grade 12. So there was no action taken from grade 10 to 12. It was all just theory, like self-development, YouTube, like really changing my mindset. And then from like when school finished, so from grade 12, so when we finished, what class of 2023. So for the first 6 months of 2024, and I should add, throughout school, I was working for my father's landscaping business.
Okay.
So on the weekends, school holidays. And then when school finished, end of 2023, so start of 2024, I was doing some landscaping with my father. And then I'm like, okay, let's actually do something. I've got, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week off my plate now. I don't have to go to somewhere I don't want to be, i.e. school. So let's put it into a business. So in that 6 months, I tried everything under the sun. Like I got shiny object syndrome, hopping from one business model to another. I tried video editing, videography, car flipping. Lost $1,000 on that car, the Mazda 6. Never buy a diesel passenger car, but anyway, that's another story for another time. And then tried social media marketing agency, a like drop shipping e-commerce business. And then when I was launching my social media marketing agency, probably around mid 2024, I'm like, what am I doing? I don't even know how to sell. So I'm going to spend money that I don't have on marketing to get a lead booked on my calendar, but I don't know how to close them. So it just made no sense. I'm like, all right, let's be done with that. And then we started the sales journey.
Interesting. So when you were like, okay, I need to learn sales, what did you do from there? What was like the first step?
Yep. So I invested with my first mentor and absorbed all of that information. Took me about 1 month to land the role.
Just a quick pause for a sec. What was the mindset behind getting a mentor straight away?
It's a great question. It just seemed like a no-brainer. Like coming from the thesis, like I just knew if I spent $30 on a book and I got decades of life advice there, if I go and spend like a multi 4-figure investment on a specified topic, how to get into high ticket sales, land a job, scale to 10K a month, specified, it was just a no-brainer to me. And seeing how people spend 40, 50, 100 grand on university degrees for the 4 years to get a qualification, it's like, okay, well, if I want to get into a business model, why not just learn from someone who's actually done it? And that's the biggest thing. Like for me, like taking advice, not just from a mentorship perspective, but taking advice from someone. If you like, it's like you're not going to take diet advice from a fat person.
Yeah.
So if someone's done something in an area of life that you want to do, I listen to them all day. But if I've got someone telling me, oh, bro, you shouldn't get into sales, there's no money in it, and like you're working a job, why am I going to listen to that? So I'm like, okay, if I can spend 4 figures with a mentor who's done what I want to do, made the money I want to make in the career that I want to go into, why would I not? So it was just honestly a no-brainer for me.
The reason I ask is like for you and I, like, yeah, I agree. It's a no-brainer. But like there are, especially so that would have been at 18, you made that investment, or 17?
That would have been 18, yes.
At 18 years old. Like you said, a lot of people do it willy-nilly for university, college, because that's the norm, right? Yeah, you spend 50 or 100 grand, but you know, it's on Hexstat. I don't pay it now.
Yeah.
They don't see it now, so it's normal. But then doing, like you said, a 4-figure investment on a mentor in a specified subject that, yes, it takes time, it takes work to get to 10K a month. It's not 2 hours a day on a beach here in Bali. Like it does take work, which we'll talk about. But to do that in a year or less, or maybe slightly longer, like compared to a 4-year uni degree, and then maybe you get a job and you might fucking hate that job, and then you pivot. Like it's cool that you learned that early, because I speak to guys that are, you know, mid-20s, even 30s, that are only realizing that now. Okay, so you did your first mentor, and then what were the first steps? Like, what was maybe the first role you did, or the first pieces of action that you took to make that transition?
Yeah, definitely. So I, like throughout that first 6-month period of 2024, I saved up some money. So I'm like, okay, the last 6 months of 2024, I'm going full-time sales, don't have to work a job, which I was really grateful that
What was the job you were working before sales? Sorry.
So landscaping.
Oh, sorry, you mentioned that.
Yeah. Saved
Okay.
up landscaping and all the little side hustles, they added up. So
Yeah.
there was a bit of cash there. And the first offer was a fitness offer, appointment setting. I was on a company that was selling like tradie business consulting for like concreters or electricians. And I was actually closing a $79 per week package.
Okay.
So for about a month as well. And then I wouldn't really call it closing because it was $79 a week. No lock-in contract, fully refundable. So it's like, it's not really closing.
Yeah.
And then from there, got a setting role with a e-commerce company and was with them for quite an extended period of
Interesting.
time.
So with the first few roles, what do you think was the difference with them and then the e-commerce company? Like, why did you leave those offers?
Yeah, so great question. So the first role, the fitness offer, I was the only setter. So the proven sales system wasn't where I wanted it to be. Also, there was no one on that company making the money I wanted to make. So that was the first offer. The second offer, the like $79 per week program, that was a new offering that company produced. So like the natural progression, like their main ticket, their main product was like 45 to maybe 70 grand for a year. And the program I was selling was like an elevated program. Okay, let's scale these businesses up to maybe 10, 20K a month. Then they can afford the main program. So for me to start closing on the main offer with the second offer, the guys were making probably 40K a month, Australian. It was like, okay, you got to close on the low ticket, then you set the high ticket, and then you can transition to the high ticket.
Right.
And the guy that I was training under, he was there for 2 years and he was still setting. So that was a red flag for me. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not gonna wait 2 years to start closing. And then the next company, being the e-commerce company, there were people making the money I wanted to make as a setter, which that verified that offer. And there were people making the money I wanted to make as a closer. And there was like really one or two main offerings. And I could see the transition there, which I eventually did have that transition.
So how long did it take you to get onto the e-commerce offer from when you started high ticket sales?
So that was for about 3.5 months
Okay.
from when starting. 3.5, 4 months.